Hello Miami Dolphins fans, it's Pios Ramos here, and today I'm bringing you the mid-season review for the Miami Dolphins.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
The Miami Dolphins are currently 4-4, and they're 3-1 at home and 1-3 on the road. They're 4-4, which means they're sitting at 500, and if you guys don't know what that means they've won 50% of the games they've been in and lost 50% of the games they've been in, so that's how it goes. The Dolphins are riding a 2-game losing streak. First one to the Lions, second one to the Texans. When facing AFC opponents, they're 3-3, and AFC East, they're 1-1. NFC North, they're 1-1 as well. So next I'm gonna go over who the Dolphins have faced, and in order. So pretty much Titans, and then most recent one, which was the Texans. That's the 8th game. That's the last game I'm gonna go over. So let's go over the first game of the season opener at home against the Titans. This was the longest game in NFL history. If you consider it from the beginning of the game till the final time, like the current time that the game ended, I think it was like a 7-hour game or something like that. Which was the reason because there was 2 weather delays. There was like 2 lightning warnings around the area. Dolphins won that game 20-27, and here's some notable players or just things that I feel like swayed the game in Miami's favor, and that's gonna be how I'm gonna go over all the games. So pretty much just gonna bring you who scored on offense and who did well on defense, who made a turnover, which really could affect games or not. So first we're gonna have Jakeem Grant with the 102-yard kickoff return, which I felt was huge. That put Miami on top, and it really helped them in that moment. Then following that, we had Kenny Stills catch a 75-yard bomb over Malcolm Butler, who earlier in the game caught an interception off Tannehill. Then he mocked him by doing this, taking that little Dolphins little thing. That's what he gets. I don't like Malcolm Butler at all. Then we had Rashad Jones, who had 2 interceptions, and Kiko Alonso also had 1 interception, which was very key defensively. Week 2, we're at the Jets, right? The AFC East opponent, they are divisional rivals to us, and for me, I felt like that was a nail-biter. We ended up winning the game 20-12, but man, leading into halftime, the Jets drove down the field and they got stopped literally at the 1-yard line, and luckily time expired, because let's say for example they score a touchdown there, or they still have time to make another play. It's a pretty close game. It's like a 1-point game or something. If they go for 2, it's a tie game. So it's like, what was going on there? Key players: Kenyon Drake ran for a 6-yard touchdown. Then Albert Wilson had a 29-yard touchdown, which he ran across the field, made people miss, and just went up the sideline. Crazy. That was really nice. AJ Derby had a 19-yard touchdown, which was a pass that was on the money from Ryan Tannehill. Then next we have Kiko Alonso, who forced a fumble, and Raekwon McMillan recovered that one, I believe. And then TJ McDonald and Xavier Howard both got an interception that game, which was very vital. X's interception was in the end zone. Miami had just fumbled the ball off of a bad snap, I believe, and literally the first play of the Jets drive, they were in red zone territory, and they throw the ball, and Xavier Howard just catches it like if he's a receiver intended for that pass. So that was very good. Week 3, we faced the Raiders at home, and we went 20-28. Kenny Stills had a 34-yard touchdown. Then Jakeem Grant had another 18-yard touchdown. Then he had a 52-yard touchdown from a pass from Albert Wilson. Then following that, Albert Wilson has that big play that really got him noticed on the team, and that was a 74-yard touchdown. They called it a pass, but it was really a run, but whatever. It was a touchdown. That's all that matters. And Xavier Howard finished off that game with 2 interceptions. Very key. Then we head to week 4, with our opponent being none other than the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Patriots were 1-2 at this point of the year. They just got beat by the Jags, who, let's be honest, in that game the Patriots defense looked really crappy against the Jaguars. And Miami went in Foxborough thinking they were, you know, big bad wolves, whatever. They got their butts handed to them really bad. I mean, if it wasn't for us, I feel sorry for you allowed a touchdown for us. We would have gotten shut out 38-0, but we ended up losing still 38-7. Just an ugly game overall. They didn't do anything special that game. The Dolphins, they just. Then we go to our next game on the road following the Patriots loss, and we face the Cincinnati Bengals. This one I felt like hurt the most because, yeah, in the Patriots game we were getting blown out and we couldn't do anything about it. But this one, we should have won. We should have won. There was two, plays that just did not go our way, and it really just lost us the game. It cost us 14 points, and it really just hurt a lot as a fan. The final score was 17-27. The Bengals won. So some key plays were Kenyon Drake had a 22-yard reception touchdown, and then our only other offensive score besides a field goal was Jakeem Grant's punt return touchdown for 71 yards right before the half, putting us up was 14-0 or possibly 17-0 at that point. I'm not sure exactly, but I mean, those we're shutting them out at halftime. They have no chance right now at winning this game. It's a 2-score game, right? Whatever. Only defensive play that really was big was Kiko Alonso's interception. It came off of a deflection from this Rashad Jones. So without those unlucky turn of events with Tannehill throwing the ball bouncing off of Smythe's head into a defender's hand, and then the fumble that went back for a touchdown, those are 14 points that we could have not happened, and Cincinnati Bengals wouldn't have won this game, and then Miami wouldn't be 4-4. They could be 5-3 at the least. They can be in a higher regard, but whatever. Then the Dolphins get a bounce back win against the Bears after they had been counted out because of their last two games, losing to the Bengals and losing to the Pats. So then we won this game in an overtime thriller, 31-28. Key plays: Nick O'Leary, 5-yard touchdown. Albert Wilson had 2 touchdowns on the day, which were really, really pivotal for the Dolphins to win this game. And that was a 43-yard touchdown, and then another one for 75 yards. I think it was a one-play drive. So also, we had Jason Sanders go 3 for 3 for field goals and 2 for 2 on extra points. That was huge. Kiko Alonso and Xavier Howard both had fumble recoveries, and also TJ McDonald had an interception in the end zone, which was very pivotal because it stopped him from scoring, pretty much. Next, we have Week 7 loss to the Lions at home. That was Miami's first home loss of the season, and the score was 32-21. Key plays: we had Kenny Stills a 5-yard touchdown, Kenyon Drake a 54-yard run, which was huge. It ended up in a touchdown. Then we had Danny Amendola catch a ball from Brock Osweiler, a 24-yard touchdown, and it was an absolute dime. The ball could not have been anywhere better. Unfortunately, that did not help in the outcome of the game, but it could have, because Miami's last drive, they went to go kick a field goal. Jason Sanders missed, and that could have been put Miami within, I think, 6 points, and then we were gonna probably do an onside kick, try to get back in the game, but once you miss that field goal, you can't do anything about it, right? You can't get the ball back. So then we have Miami's most recent game versus the Texans, 42-23 loss. So you guys probably saw the game, didn't? I don't know, but Miami had a chance of being in this game mid-third quarter, a little bit even into the fourth quarter. Had a chance of being in this game, but. So we have Kenyon Drake, 12-yard touchdown to start off the game, first score of the game. Then he also caught a 28-yard pass from Danny Amendola. I think those were the only 2 touchdowns we had. Jesus. Now, what really lost us that game was the defense. Really, really just making stupid mistakes. Like, just. So, with Miami currently riding this 2-game losing streak, I do expect them to bounce back and beat the Jets at home. I mean, the Jets are playing the Chicago Bears right now. I have it on my TV, and they're losing 7-0. Still the first quarter. If I have this video up and ready before the game's over, or just still editing it as the game's about to end for them, I'm gonna let you guys know what the final score is gonna be. But yeah, I mean, Chicago is my second favorite team. I have family from Chicago, so that's some reason. My mom is from Chicago, so that's where I get my Chicago likings from. They are my second favorite team besides the Dolphins. So when it came to that Chicago Bears and Dolphins game, I did want Miami to win. But if the Bears would have won, I wouldn't have been so upset. But you see what I mean by that. This is how the remainder of the Dolphins season looks like. They play at home versus the Jets. Following that, they're on the road at Green Bay. Then they have a bye week at Indianapolis Colts versus Buffalo Bills. Then versus the Pats in Miami. At Minnesota Vikings versus Jacksonville Jaguars. And then at the Buffalo Bills to close off the season. So these are what I think are winnable games for the Dolphins. The Jets game at home. Then we have the Indianapolis game on the road. Buffalo, we should beat them twice because they have looked horrendous this season. The Patriots in Miami, another win for me, I think. And that's because the Patriots always do crappy down here. And if you see in the recent past, the Patriots have usually lost down here in Miami. Just look at the last Monday night game. We just had absolutely all the momentum. It was cold here. I mean, the Patriots shouldn't have felt like they were dying of heat or whatever because it was a cold Monday night game, so no excuse for them. Also, who else? Jacksonville. They just lost to Philadelphia, and the Jacksonville's defense isn't looking like how they used to. Mind you, they didn't have AJ Boye out there this week in London, but I don't think he's all that. He used to be on the Texans, and he was on there when we slaughtered them 3 years ago. So I don't believe the Jacksonville Jaguars are really that much of a threat, especially if they have Blake Bortles as quarterback. They're probably going to be one of those teams in the draft looking for a QB. So I don't doubt that. Now, the games I didn't say the Dolphins could win are just the two NFC opponents because the NFC North is looking very, very nice, and they're good, full of. Oh my God, Austin, speak English. They're full of good teams. I mean, they're all playoff possible teams. Yeah, the only two games that I'm discrediting Dolphins from possibly winning are against NFC North opponents, and that's because I feel like that division is always tight and is always good. There's very rarely, like, if there's any team in that division that's bad, it's only just like one team, and it's most likely for just 1 year. So it's tough. But I mean, I don't know. Miami could win those games. They have a chance, and they always have a chance to win games. Every game starts off 0-0, so it's not like you start off the game and you're already down 20 points. So every game Miami has a chance to be in. It just matters if defense gonna execute and then offense can execute, because honestly the defense has not, and the offense has just not been great, but they've been showing up at least. They've been putting points on the board. They've been trying to get this team in position to win, but it's a team game, so it goes either way. So with that being said, with the teams that I picked that the Dolphins should beat, that has Miami at least at 10-6. And I don't know about you guys, but most years that is NFL playoffs worthy record, right? I mean, we made the playoffs 10-6 in 2016, right? So what record do you think Miami finishes the season with? And also, what games do you think they lose? What games do they win? I'm going to put the remainder of the schedule up here. Probably over here, honestly. Also, at the end of the season, I'm going to have a postseason review, or like end of the season review. And that's pretty much going to be from half the point of the season. So pretty much after this week. So from this Jets game at home on is gonna be that postseason review, and I'm gonna reference whatever before that to this video here. Dolphins are at 500. They have a lot of potential, and they need to get it going. They could make the playoffs. There's 8 more games left of the season. I see them winning at least 6 of them. At least they should, at this very moment, they should win at least 6 of them. But that is if the defense comes to play and backs them up. If not, then the Dolphins are going to be in for a tough season. I don't really see them winning much without the defense stepping up to the plate and owning up to their mistakes and just producing great games. Give me a follow on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I'll put the links to them below. I'm probably going to have an article that is very similar to what I'm going over here. So I'm going to have that linked down below as well when I have that out. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with what I say about who the Dolphins can beat, who they can't beat, what else they should do? Let me know either in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. If you like the Dolphins, also give the video a thumbs up. There's a lot of potential for the team, and that's about it. Also, I'm going to start picking games. So, for example, the NFL slate. So, games of the week. I'm going to have them all. And I'm going to pick them with my cousin, my cousin Matthew. And we're going to go and upload them, I believe, on Wednesdays. So, Wednesdays, look out for those. That's when they should be up. And that's about it. Fins up. You know, let's go Miami Dolphins. A lot of hope. A lot of hope left this season. So, let's see what the Dolphins can do.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.